Hello and happy day. Welcome to Professor Urius Teaches You Prot Paladin by the Numbers. If you're here, it's because you're curious about how a Prot Paladin maintains threat without a taunt and raids using Greater Blessing of Kings, or GBoK. The short answer is that the Paladin casts GBoK on a raider and generates threat proportional to the number of players in the raid that share that raider's class. 114 threat per cast per player. If there are enough of a given class, the Paladin can ignore threat stats on their gear in favor of avoidance and stamina. But there's more to it than that. The first thing to know is that threat in WoW comes from many sources, not just damage. This is why you may occasionally see mobs run toward a target other than your puller right off the bat. The threat could come from healing, using a consumable, or even buffing. It's this last one we're interested in. Most people know that GBoK is an awesome raid buff, but the amount of threat it causes went largely unexplored in vanilla. When a Paladin casts any Greater Blessing on a single raider, it is automatically applied to all members of that raider's class. Since GBoK is a level 60 spell, it causes 60 threat per player buff per cast. There are many Greater Blessings. We use GBoK because it is the most mana efficient, coming in at only 150 mana per cast. The other part of the equation is Righteous Fury, which has always been the Paladin's biggest threat boost. By default, Righteous Fury increases threat generated by holy attacks by 60%. With the improved Righteous Fury talent in the protection tree, this becomes 90%, and that means that Prot Paladin is generating 114 threat per player buffed per cast. In October of 2019, Blizzard confirmed that even though Righteous Fury uses the words holy attacks, the threat increase is applied to blessings as well. What does this all mean? If I cast GBoK on a Paladin in my raid, as shown here, it is applying 5 times, once to each Paladin. That means it generates 114 times 5 threat per cast. Since the global cooldown is 1.5 seconds, that means I can produce 380 threat per second, ignoring all other sources of threat. Most raids carry more than 5 of a given class, and the strength of GBoK is that it scales linearly. Here you can see how much threat is caused by GBoK per second compared to the number of raiders receiving the buff. I hope you've enjoyed learning the basics of the GBoK threat spam, but there's a lot more to know before you'll be ready to use it reliably as a tool in your raid. Thanks for listening, and all my best, Profurius of Grobulus.